Greetings, this is Edward Ojambo. Podman is an open source tool designed to manage containers. It is Linux native but has support for Mac OS and Windows via a virtual machine. It runs without administrator privileges. Podman was originally used to compile PHP for the Learning PHP ebook. In this tutorial, we will create a container that uses Fedora Linux and Apache web server to run a simple index.html file. To follow along, you will need to have Podman installed for the container and a text editor to create the reference file and the HTML file. I will name the reference file Docker file to allow Docker fans to have a drop-in replacement. The first file we'll create will be the index.html file. So we can use nano. However, I'm going to use Guinea. Index.html. Oops. Use Guinea. I'll just zoom in here. You can of course use any text editor you want. I'll also use Guinea to create I'll create another file. This just be simply I'll save this, save as, and this will be, I'll call it, this will be a Docker file. Zoom in again. The reason I'll call it a Docker file is so that it's a reference file for the Podman. It's just so that people who are using Docker can follow along as a little drop-in replacement. So we get the latest version of Fedora, which at the time of this recording is 40. So the first thing we'll do after we get it, we will update. Spelling. And then we install a web server, which we want it to be Apache. Then we'll clean up, remove all files which are not needed. Then we want this to be running. Oh man, oh, it was spelling. Entry point, there we go. So we want the Apache to be running in the foreground, not in the background. So very simple. That will be our Docker file. Now back on the command line, it's time to build our container. And we'll use our Docker file. As you can see, if you have a decent internet connection, it will be pretty fast. I'm using Starlink, SpaceX Starlink, and there was actually an outage last night, so it's not as fast as normally is. Otherwise, this would have been finished in a few seconds. But as you can see, it's already downloaded Fedora. Now it's doing the second part, which is installing Apache web server. Hopefully this doesn't take too long. It should be running it from, yeah, there we go. It's usually much faster. Obviously it's much faster to get a full version of Fedora than if you actually went to download it yourself. So there we go, it started. And it's a little bit slow. It's usually much faster than this. This is all in real time. Now it's copying the index file we created and it's putting it in the /var www/html folder. So that's done, and then now all we need to do is to run it. And what we'll do is we'll take the container port number, which is 80, and put it to our local, map it to our local port, which will be 8080. That's the name of our container. This is just to reference our container. Oops, what's wrong there? I can't spell. Okay, there we go. So now all we need to do is open up our web browser here, and we'll go to dpt, and we go to local host 8080. See, there you go, it works. You can find the full article, including code snippets, ojambo.com/podman-as-docker-replacement. All the references are down here where you can download Podman, more about Fedora, Linux, Apache web server, to manage containers in Fedora with Podman desktop. And of course, if you want to learn PHP online, there's a Learning PHP ebook, which you can find at ojamboshop.com/learning-php. Thank you.